Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those of you visiting for the first time, I'm Jen from the Clayton Candle Company. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to choose a wax for your candles. First of all, there are way too many wax choices to go over all of them today, so I'm just going to go over the most popular. And stick around to the end where I'll tell you how I decided which wax I use. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new candle making video. There are 4 main factors to consider when choosing a wax. They are hot and cold throw, maximum fragrance oil percentage, glass adhesion, and the use. Hot and cold throw describes the scent that is given off when the candle is not being burned versus when the candle is being burned. When you first pick up a candle and smell it, that is the cold throw. When the candle is lit and the fragrance fills the room, that is considered the hot throw. Now, these characteristics will differ depending on which wax that you choose. The fragrance oil percentage is the maximum amount of fragrance oil that the wax can hold. Or in other words, it's the maximum amount of fragrance oil that you can add to the wax without making the wax seep or change colors. Glass adhesion is something to consider if you're using a glass container, especially a clear glass container, because some waxes actually have a frosting if they are not poured correctly. The last factor to consider is the use of the wax. The optimal wax will differ depending on which container you decide to use, or if you decide to make candle melts or candle sticks. Each wax will have a particular best fit for the use. The main types of waxes to choose from are paraffin wax, paraffin blend, soy wax, soy blend, beeswax, and coconut wax. Now, like I said in the beginning, there are many other types of waxes to use, but this is a beginner's tutorial, so do not bog yourself down with all of these choices. Paraffin wax is probably the most popular because of its ease of use, its price, and its hot throw. It's considered one of the best waxes to use as a beginner. But if you saw my previous video, which is right here, you'll see that paraffin wax is also very toxic, and I don't recommend using it. Paraffin wax is a byproduct of the petroleum industry, so instead of listing out all of the reasons why I don't like it or recommend using it, I will just let you go watch that video. Paraffin blend is exactly that. It is a paraffin wax blended with some other type of wax, usually soy. It is highly recommended for beginners who are trying to dip their toe into making soy candles. It has the ease of use, the price, and the hot throw that the paraffin wax brings. And it's been said that soy candles as well as beeswax candles are a little challenging to make, so it's an introduction into making the soy candles. I myself went right into making soy candles for reasons that I'll go over later, but I didn't find it overwhelmingly challenging. However, it is common advice to use paraffin wax for beginners. Soy wax is the wax that I use, and I chose it primarily for its eco-friendly, non-toxic reasons. Now, it is said that soy wax is more challenging than paraffin wax, but I have not used any other waxes, so I cannot speak from experience. I can only speak from using soy wax, and I did not find it that challenging. Beeswax is another wax that I considered using in the beginning, but ultimately decided going with soy wax because after doing some research, I realized that beeswax was not very beginner friendly. And although I don't know that from experience, and I do plan to use it in the future, I went with what the research said. Finally, coconut wax. Now, I've only recently become aware of this wax, so I do not have any experience with it, but I love coconut and I cannot wait to use it in the future. After deciding which type of wax to use, say soy, you will then have different types of soy wax depending on the use. For example, I use Golden Wax 464 for my candles, but for my wax melts, I use Golden Wax 494. They're both soy wax, but they're optimized for each use. So when I first got started making candles, I had a pretty clear vision on what I was looking for. I wanted a 100% eco-friendly, non-toxic wax, and I really wanted to use these candle tins because of its minimalistic and slightly farmhouse theme. I also felt like it could go with any decor. I also knew I wanted to use a cotton wick because it was all natural. So taking all of these variables and doing the research, I found the wax that works best for what I was looking for. I use Golden Wax 464, and I've been extremely happy with it. No complaints. Now, although I'm planning to use different waxes in the future, I am very happy with Golden Wax 464, and I would recommend it to anyone. I would recommend first deciding which type of wax you want to use, whether that be paraffin, paraffin blend, soy, beeswax, or coconut wax. Next, I would then decide which container you want to use. Because then once you decide which type of wax you want to use, and then you have your container, you can then decide on what I call the sub-type of wax that you've decided. For example, Golden Wax 464, which is a soy wax which goes with the tin container. A great tool for helping you decide what type of wax you want to use and which is best for your container is Candle Science. They have a ton of videos and education, and actually a very cool guide where you decide what type of wax you want to use, then you decide if you're making pillars or using containers, and then it tells you the different types of waxes that go with the container that you want to use. I will link that down in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you know exactly when I post a new candle making video. Hey, are you curious on where to buy candle supplies? Check out this video right here. And if you're a beginner into candle making, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.